So this is the May Youth Meeting, and the theme for the May Youth Meeting is How Are They to Hear? And so today we have a special guest from South Sudan, who's a missionary who is really living that theme in bringing the gospel to a people far away from where we are and far away from our shared homeland of India. So today we have Christu Raj with us, and he is going to share with us about his experiences being a missionary. And to start off, I'm just going to ask Christu a general question. Can you introduce yourself and share with us your background and just tell us a little bit about yourselves, just to introduce yourself to the crowd?
Sure. Praise the Lord. Christian greetings to all. My name is Christu Raj. I'm from Kerala, India. So I born and brought up in a Christian family. So I have a mother, a father. I have one brother. He's doing his um, theological studies in Kerala.
Many in our audience are youth, and I'm sure they're wondering how you became a missionary. Did you always expect to become a missionary, or did you have a realization at some point or a calling? And could you share a little bit about what that experience was like?
Sure. When I was young, I got an opportunity to visit in a mission field in North India. So we went together as a family. So God opened my mind. So I had a dream about do something for these people because they are really in need. Even many places we know even they don't even heard about Jesus. So I had a passion about do some missionary work among them. So it's continued after I came back to Kerala. I studied in seminary. So afterwards, I'm waiting for to go to North India. So by the time my colleague who were studied together in seminary, he came to us a pioneer in South Sudan. So he's sharing about the one day he's sharing about his experience in South Sudan. So while we are talking, he asking to me, Christu, can you come and join in South Sudan? So that day, I'm just realizing that I'm thinking about outside of India. So God put me a question in my heart. So why cannot you go? You cannot go to South Sudan. The question is repeating my heart. So that day, I submit my life to God. So I realized that this is my calling to go to South Sudan. So then I decided to. After 1 month, I reached to South Sudan.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I think sometimes kids don't really know what to expect, how you really get there. But I think, based off of what you said, I think the important thing is to have this definite calling from God and this relationship with God where you can hear Him speaking to you and pushing you forward. And it's definitely admirable that you took that and answered that call to go to a place that I'm sure you're don't have a lot of familiarity with.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about South Sudan specifically? Is there political turmoil or war? Is it difficult to live there? Is it safe? I think a lot of people have these types of questions.
Sure.
So could you share a little bit about that?
Yes. South Sudan is one of the youngest nation in this world. So they got the independent in 2011. So there's a lot of difficulties and challenges that we are facing this new country, especially the civil war is going on. Still, people are fighting each other because South Sudan is, we can see there is a 64 tribes within South Sudan. So they all together, they fighting for the cattle and there are a lot of civil wars that's going on. Also, the poverty is one of the major things that is affecting this country. You know, the South Sudan is a landlocked country, so all the things need to be brought from outside. There is no domestic production in South Sudan. Also, the education is very low level. People are not getting good education, and people are getting there's no good drinking water. There is a lot of needs in South Sudan, comparing with other African countries. One of the most unreached country in this world is South Sudan.
Okay. And and so do you ever, when all this fighting is happening, do you ever feel unsafe or feel like you could your life would be in danger or anything along those lines? Or do they kind of fight separate from y'all or leave y'all alone?
Recently, people are killing even in our 50 kilometers far. The people are fighting. There's a lot of people who are killed. So, as a missionaries, we don't have any such a threaten because we are doing the mission work. So people know about our mission, and they are known because they are we are supporting them. So there's no personally they are not attacking, but they are targeting because the people are most of them are believing that we have a lot of fund, a lot of money. So sometimes we cannot predict these people because sometimes they will come and attack. So there is a small security issues also we are facing in our country because we are uh, our mission based is capital is the one who called Juba. Juba is the capital of South Sudan.
Mhm.
We are far from 500 kilometers far from Juba. So our mission is concentrated on village. So is there possibility to attack when mission be field also?
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. And what kind of weapons do they use? Do they use like guns or knives? Do they have advanced tech weaponry?
Yes.
Mhm.
Most of the people have a weapon because they are using they have guns.
Mm.
Even the cattle keepers, even the small boys. Recently I heard the people are fighting, the small students are fighting with guns and they got injured. Even I saw some of them are bleeding there. So a lot of things were happening and they don't know how to use, and most of them are unfortunately they got fire. So these are things that are happening, and it's very easy to get a gun in here in South Sudan. If you have a two cow, you can give cow, and you get the weapons.
Oh, okay. Okay. And what is the religious breakdown in South Sudan? Like what percentage are Christians? The people you're working with specifically, what is their religious background?
In fact, South Sudan is a Christian country, but people are still um, they are mythical beliefs. If there is a namesake only as a Christians, but many of them are in mythical beliefs. They are which they believing in witchcraft and sacrifice. A lot of things were happening. Just namesake, they're coming to showing as a Christians, but they are still there is no personal connection with Christ, or they don't know even about the Bible and about Jesus. Many
Okay.
villages are not reached, not even heard about Jesus.
Okay. So part of your job might be then to educate the people who are even calling themselves Christian, but might not really have a clue about what their Christianity means.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And what language do they speak in South Sudan? Like what primary language do you use to speak to the people there?
Yes, here we have 64 tribes. So we are working in a tribe called Dinka. So the Dinka tribe they use as a Dinka language. So this is a primary language they're using for communication. So as I learned from 2 years of experience, I learned some Dinka language, so I can communicate with the children. Most of the time, I spend time with the young students in the school.
Hmm.
So I got an opportunity to learn the language, so I can greet them, so I can easily to communicate with them through their language.
Okay. And do you feel like you know it well enough to explain things to them now?
For sure, yes, I can communicate with them. There's
Okay.
a yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive that you were able to learn it in such a short amount of time. I definitely struggle with learning new languages,
Yeah,
but
most of the things I was in with the students, so that's a good thing I learned because I spend a lot of time with the young children. So they taught me a lot, so I can catch up with them.
oh yeah, that makes sense. So the theme for my church's youth group this year is Jesus is enough. And it's talking about really how the grace of Jesus is sufficient to help us through whatever we're going through. Um, Initially, it's the most important thing to bring about our salvation, but then it also extends to living our Christian life. And I'm curious, do you have any thoughts on the theme, Jesus is enough? How have you experienced his grace in the mission work that you do? Is there anything that you can share along those lines?
Sure, sure. So this is very important to our life because Jesus is all together for us because Jesus is enough. Last 2 years within that I got a 10 times malaria, severe malaria I got it. So whenever I got sickness, it's very hard to get the network and other things. So it's very painful situation that I gone through. So whenever I cannot sleep when I wish to sleep but is not able to sleep. So those nights I pray together with God. So I experience the comfort and the healing from God. So it's very relating to our mission that Jesus is enough in our life. So many times I experience in people who they are not accept to do the mission work. Many times they said, "Don't want here. We are going to kill you." So many times the word is comforting me because Jesus is enough. Because we are one who representing the God. So He's the one who take caring all the needs, and He's the one who protecting me. So it's very important to God is protecting us in our life in day to day life.
Yeah, thank you. So, do you have any advice for people who want to get more involved in the mission work? Anything that maybe like the youth would need to know that they might not already know? Any advice you have?
Sure, sure. Because we experience a lot of life enjoyment in our life. We got a good opportunity to learn. We have a lot of comfort zone. We have, but here we people are thirsty. People don't have good food, so it's very important to God send us as missionaries to choose to gospelize the nation. So it's very important to us. We are when God called me, so God said, "Leave your comfort zone and take the cross and follow me." So it's very important to how we are living now. Just leave our comfort zone and take the cross and follow Jesus is very important in our life because people are very needed in the place because even many places don't even heard about Jesus, and people are just waiting for Jesus to hear the good news. So I encourage the young youth to just submissive before God, so God will use for the further steps in our life.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I think it's important to realize that we have our lives, but we've also given our lives to God, and Jesus's main message was to take up the cross and follow me was one of the main things he talked about, and you're definitely living that in your life. And thanks for encouraging us to do the same. Then my final question, I just wanted to ask, do you have any specific goals you're working on? Anything that we can do to help, and how could we go about helping out with the mission work there?
Sure, we have a lot of mission works. We are engaged in South Sudan because we cannot only focus on the spiritual matters only because here we can do only the holistic growth of the mission, especially so we are just focusing on the spiritual and the physical. So this way we have three schools. Even students don't have books, so they're using as the pen as the fingers in their crown. So they don't even have good notebooks and such no buildings. They are still under the trees. If rain comes, they go to their home. So such as the difficulties that we are facing in South Sudan. So we pray that God going to use these children for they can change the nation because many political corruptions and many things were happening in this land. So we are praying that young generation need to be changed. They need to be taught in a good manner. So God can open such a way get some facilities for our children, especially in our church. So it's our prayer that God will change with good facilities. Can God can open for our students.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing, and I'm sure we can get with Pastor Sushil if we need to figure out the specifics on how to get funds to y'all. But thank you for this time. Thank you for sharing and opening up with us. I think this will be beneficial for all of our youth to hear. And greetings from Texas. And we'll keep in touch. Thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you for the opportunity. May God bless us.